Most people think intelligence is about how much you know. They picture a high IQ score, a fancy degree, or someone who can solve a math problem in seconds. But decades of cognitive research reveal something far more surprising. The true marker of a highly intelligent mind isn't what it does. It's what it absolutely refuses to do. And some of these refusals will make you question your own daily habits. Stay with me until the very end, because the fifth thing on this list is a trap almost everyone falls into every single day, without realizing how much it's costing them. Let's be clear, before we start. Real intelligence doesn't live in a test score. It lives in how a person thinks, decides, communicates, and moves through the world. And according to studies in cognitive psychology, highly intelligent individuals share specific behavioral patterns. The most revealing part isn't what they actively pursue, it's what they consistently choose not to do. These aren't lessons from a textbook. They're natural outcomes of a mind wired for clarity. Let's walk through all 5. 1. They never make choices based on how they'll be perceived by others. Watch this closely. Most people, when faced with a decision, silently ask themselves, what will make me look smart? What will make me look successful? What will avoid embarrassment? And then they choose that path even if it's wrong. Highly intelligent people do the opposite. They prioritize accuracy over approval. If admitting a mistake makes them look bad in the short term, they still do it, because looking bad temporarily is far less damaging than being wrong permanently. Their self-worth isn't built on maintaining an image. It's built on staying aligned with reality. Psychologists call this a low need for social validation, and it frees up enormous mental energy that most people burn on reputation management. 2. They never let a notification steal their attention without permission. Here's where things get uncomfortable. The average person checks their phone over 150 times a day. They react to pings, buzzes, and red dots like trained animals handing over their most valuable resource: focus, to anyone who asks for it. Highly intelligent people treat their attention like a sacred asset. They don't let algorithms dictate what they think about. They batch communication, silence distractions, and fiercely protect deep work. They understand that in a world designed to hijack your focus, the ability to say, "not now," to a notification is a superpower. This isn't about being anti-technology. It's about being pro-clarity. They know that scattered attention leads to scattered thinking, and scattered thinking never produces exceptional results. 3. They never accept their first impression of someone as the full truth. Most people meet someone, form a snap judgment, and then spend the rest of the relationship looking for evidence that they were right. It's called confirmation bias, and it keeps most minds stuck. Highly intelligent people do something radically different. They treat their first impression as a rough draft, not a final verdict. They stay curious long after most people would have closed the case. They ask questions, they update their view, and they actively look for information that contradicts what they initially believed. Why? Because they're more interested in understanding people accurately than in being right about them quickly. This makes them exceptional judges of character and far less likely to be fooled by charm or surface-level polish. 4. They never complain without immediately asking, "What can I do about this?" Venting feels good. It releases frustration, bonds people through shared misery, and costs nothing in the moment. That's why most people do it daily. But highly intelligent people recognize a hidden cost. Every time you complain without moving toward a solution, you train your brain to stay helpless. You reinforce a victim mindset. So when they catch themselves complaining, they instantly pivot to a single question. What's one thing I control here? If there's an action they can take, they take it. If there isn't, They refuse to let the situation rent space in their head. They transform emotional exhaust into fuel for movement. Over time, this single refusal builds a level of resilience and agency that completely changes the trajectory of their life. 5. They never end a day without asking themselves what they actually learned. This is the one that will reshape how you see your entire week. Most people scroll until their eyes close, wake up, and repeat. Days blur together, years pass. They consume endless content, but never solidify a single insight. Highly intelligent people treat learning as a deliberate digestive process, not an accidental byproduct of scrolling. Before they sleep, they take just 2 minutes to mentally review what they read, heard, or experienced that challenged or sharpened their thinking. This tiny habit cements knowledge, sparks creative connections, and prevents the illusion of learning, where you feel informed but can't actually explain or apply anything. They know that input without reflection is just mental junk food, and they refuse to fill their minds with empty calories. When you put all 5 together, a clear picture emerges. Highly intelligent people aren't trying to appear smart. They're protecting their clarity. They're not chasing validation, they're chasing accuracy. They're not at war with distractions. They're at peace with silence. They're not judging quickly. They're staying curious longer. They're not recycling complaints, they're mining solutions. And they're not just consuming information, they're converting it into understanding. True intelligence doesn't shout. It shows up quietly in what a person refuses to do every single day. If something here hit you deeply, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment telling me which of the 5 you're going to stop doing first. That one decision, right there, is exactly where the change begins.